Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks and today we'll take a look at 11 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The first video we'll be having a look at today comes to us from a TikTok account known as dogshouse23 and showcases a piece of home security camera footage taken late at night inside this seemingly normal house. In the beginning of the video, we watch as several family members wander around the house, simply going about their business like any ordinary day. But while they're doing this, something very unusual is happening that may be hard to notice.
I don't remember his name.
Did you see it? Throughout the footage, there appears to be some sort of strange, orb-like object floating around the room. Most of the time, videos like this can be explained away as dust or insects passing in front of the camera. But this particular orb stands out because of how visible and consistent it appears throughout the clip. The way it moves through the room is what makes the footage feel especially strange, almost as if it's deliberately drifting around the family while they remain completely unaware of it. A second video was uploaded later on, showing even more unsettling activity. This time outside near the back of the house. Pay close attention to the lower left-hand corner. Right around here, what appears to be a dark shadow figure can briefly be seen lingering near the edge of the frame before disappearing from view. It's possible there could be a more ordinary explanation behind what's being seen in both clips, especially considering how security cameras can distort lighting, shadows, and movement at night. Even so, the combination of the orb footage and the figure appearing outside is enough to make the videos feel difficult to ignore. So what do you make of these clips? Could this family really have captured paranormal activity inside and around their home? Or is there another explanation for what was caught on camera? A YouTuber known as Stanatar555 uploaded a video to the short section of the platform in June of 2018 that sees him filming something very bizarre while at his sister's house at 3 in the morning. In the video, we watch as Stanatar films the lamp sitting on the desk in front of him. As we can clearly see, the lamp is completely turned off. However, when he pans the camera over toward the mirror, the reflection of the lamp somehow appears to be lit up. Stanatar also clarified in the description that no other light sources were turned on in the room at the time of the recording. So why is the lamp appearing to be on in the mirror when it's clearly off in reality? The whole thing feels almost like something out of the Twilight Zone. Some viewers have also pointed out what looks like a possible figure underneath the table, though it's difficult to make out clearly. A second part was uploaded the following night, and this time we see this. On night 2, everything appears to be completely normal again, with the reflection matching the room exactly as you'd expect. One possible explanation is that the lamp may still have had a small amount of current running through it, causing a faint glow that wasn't visible from Danatar's angle in the room, but could still be picked up through the camera and reflection. Some older or lower quality LED lights are known to continue glowing slightly even after being switched off. Still, the contrast between the two videos is pretty strange, especially with how clearly the reflection appears illuminated in the first clip. So what do you think happened here? Was this just some odd visual anomaly, or did Danatar capture something genuinely difficult to explain? The Creepy subreddit is filled with videos and photos that are, well, exactly as the name suggests, and this post made by user AlFuriousCXII is no exception. The video, filmed by the uploader himself, shows him standing inside a children's museum in front of some kind of thermal camera display. At first, everything appears perfectly normal, but when he steps back for a moment, things suddenly become a lot stranger. Right around here, what appears to be some kind of cold body suddenly becomes visible on the thermal camera. The shape is faint, but distinct enough to immediately stand out against the warmer color surrounding it. The unsettling part is how human-like the outline appears, especially because it seems to show up only after the uploader moves away from the screen. That said, many people in the comments were fairly skeptical of the clip. One of the most popular explanations is that the shape is simply leftover heat from where the uploader had been standing moments earlier, causing the thermal camera to briefly retain the outline. Even so, the way the figure suddenly appears on screen is still pretty eerie to watch. So what do you think was captured here? Just a normal effect from the thermal camera, or something a bit more unusual? Reddit user Ben4333 posted a video to the Alien subreddit a couple of weeks ago to share footage reportedly filmed over Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada on April 19, 2026. For the first few seconds of the clip, we watch as Ben records the nighttime activity around him before panning the camera upward and revealing something pretty mesmerizing. A glowing object with a very unusual shape can suddenly be seen hovering in the sky above the base. The object appears almost disc-like, with rows of light surrounding it and a bright blue glow coming from underneath, giving it a look that doesn't immediately resemble a conventional aircraft. The way it hangs motionless in the sky is what really stands out. Combined with the lighting and shape, it creates a moment that feels genuinely surreal. It's easy to see why people interested in UFOs would find this footage compelling, especially given the location and the object's appearance. Unfortunately, Ben never really expanded on the sighting in the comments, so there's very little context surrounding what was actually happening during the recording. Because of that, it's difficult to say whether this was something explainable or something far more unusual. So what do you think was captured over Nellis Air Force Base that night? In this video posted to TikTok on April 22nd, 2026, a user known as Poor Just Ryan explains that he had just pulled into his driveway when he noticed something strange. The lights inside his shed were somehow turned on. Ryan says he hadn't even been inside the shed in 3 days, so naturally he was confused as to why the lights would suddenly be on. After parking his car, he decides to head over and investigate for himself. Pick it up very well, but claims that in the moment, he saw what looked like a see-through feather floating behind him. According to him, it disappeared from view shortly afterward. After talking briefly about his dog and continuing to look around, Ryan moves toward the ladder once again and suddenly hears this. Okay. It's certainly easy to see why some viewers would think so, after hearing and seeing everything shown throughout the video. So what do you think is going on around Ryan's house? Be sure to let me know your theories in the comments below. Reddit user Lazy Strawberry 07 posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit in which they explained that their father-in-law caught this footage inside his house while nobody else was home. At the beginning of the video, one of the closet doors suddenly swings open on its own before eventually shutting again. A few moments later, a second door opens by itself, followed shortly after by the first door opening once more. According to the uploader, the closet only contains a washing machine and dryer, with very little room for anything else inside. They also mention that the doors only have handles on the outside. If you listen closely near the beginning of the clip, you can also hear what sounds like some kind of faint shuffling or dragging noise coming from nearby. The way the doors move is what really makes the footage feel strange. They don't seem to drift open naturally, but instead move with a quickness that makes the moment feel much harder to dismiss as something like airflow. Could this possibly be some kind of paranormal activity taking place inside the house? It's easy to see why the uploader was unsettled by what was captured. Of course, there may still be a more ordinary explanation behind the movement, even if it doesn't immediately seem obvious from the footage alone. So what do you think happened here? Could this house actually be haunted, or is there another explanation for the doors moving on their own? This next video was actually featured on my channel several years ago, but I figured it would be worth revisiting since it's been such a long time. The video was posted to YouTube on April 5th, 2009 by a user known as Ericus Maximus and shows a man riding around on an ATV somewhere in Gum Hill, West Virginia. At first, the man appears to be having a great time driving through the rocky terrain, even riding directly through a creek at one point. But right about here is where things start to get very strange. A tall, lanky and hairy figure can suddenly be seen walking directly in front of the man on the ATV. At first, it seems like he doesn't notice it, but he eventually comes to a complete stop and begins pointing frantically in the direction of the figure, while the cameraman asks aloud, "What was that?" The reaction from the two persons is what really makes the clip stand out. Whatever they saw clearly caught them off guard. Of course, the most common theory is that the figure could be some kind of a Bigfoot-like creature, especially considering its height and overall appearance. Some viewers have also pointed out that the setup itself feels fairly elaborate for a simple hoax, especially with the ATV riding through rough terrain and the creek beforehand, which adds a bit more credibility for some people. There is still the chance that this was simply a person in a costume, possibly staged to create a convincing encounter out in the woods. So what do you think was captured here? Was this a genuine cryptid sighting, or something created to look like one? Over the past few weeks, the United States Department of War website has become a huge topic of discussion online after the government began publicly releasing hundreds of previously classified UFO and UAP-related files. The release includes military videos, photographs, pilot reports, eyewitness accounts, and other documents connected to unexplained aerial phenomena dating back decades, with many of the cases still officially listed as unresolved. The following video, which is part of the recent release archive, shows infrared sensor footage shot in 2013 in the Middle East. The footage is nearly 2 minutes long and was captured from a US military platform. Let's take a look. Although the footage is somewhat blurry, the object at first appears as nothing more than a small dark dot in the distance. But once the camera zooms in, it reveals a much more unusual shape, almost resembling some kind of a dark star-like figure, with several pointed protrusions extending outward from the center, making the footage feel even more difficult to explain. Could this truly be something otherworldly? Or is there a grounded explanation to be found? Let me know what you think. On March 28, 2026, a TikToker known as Jessel Do posted video of herself doing laundry at home, simply going about her day as usual. A few seconds pass with nothing out of the ordinary happening when suddenly something very strange occurs. Right around the 9-second mark, a phone charger that can clearly be seen plugged in suddenly gets thrown onto the floor by what appears to be an unseen force, causing the woman to quickly turn around and investigate. She eventually picks the charger back up and continues with what she was doing, though you can tell the incident definitely caught her off guard. A second video uploaded later on shows the same woman relaxing on her couch, watching TV, when she suddenly experiences another unsettling moment. Something that appears to be a lamp is suddenly and violently thrown onto the floor, startling her badly. For the remainder of the clip, she mostly just sits there in silence, seemingly trying to process what she just witnessed. The reactions in both videos feel fairly genuine, which is part of what makes the clip stand out. The way the objects are suddenly knocked over also makes the moments feel difficult to immediately explain. Of course, there's also the possibility that the incidents were staged in some way, but from the footage alone, it's hard to tell exactly how the objects moved the way they did. So what do you think happened here? Could this really be paranormal activity taking place inside her home? Or is there another explanation behind these strange incidents? This next video comes to us from a TikTok account known as Tranquility Botanicals and shows a mother simply trying to put her baby down to sleep for the night, but it's clear something strange may also be happening in the room. We watch as the mother gently places her baby down for the night before slowly noticing that the jog ball sitting in the room appears to be moving all by itself. The movement is subtle at first, but noticeable enough to immediately catch her attention. A while later, the account owner uploaded a follow-up video in an attempt to show viewers that the footage was authentic, demonstrating that it wasn't wind or some other obvious environmental factor causing the ball to move.
Hold on, I'm trying to prove something. I'm trying to prove something.
Can I hang out with you?
Yes.
Oh, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah. Observe.
Well, then here, and then let's do what you do.
Somebody was trying to say that.
I know.
Well, there's a gap between the.
Yeah, of course there's a gap. There's a gap in every single house.
I know. So that's what
So
I
then
was
here,
showing.
I'll do what you do. Ugh.
My husband.
And the heat's on, by the way.
Yeah.
I just turned the heat on, so the HVAC system is up and running. Yeah.
The second clip definitely makes the situation feel more difficult to explain, especially since they seem fairly determined to rule out some of the more common explanations. Could this possibly be some kind of paranormal presence interacting with the room? Of course, there could still be another explanation behind the movement that simply isn't obvious from the footage alone. Even so, the way the ball moves is definitely strange enough to leave people questioning it. So what do you think caused the jog ball to move on its own? It goes without saying that graduation day is one of the most exciting moments in a student's life, as years of hard work are finally being celebrated and acknowledged. It's supposed to be a day full of smiles, or at least it should be. This video was posted to Reddit by a user known as Jonathan World and shows footage from a school graduation ceremony where everything seems perfectly normal at first. Multiple students can be seen lined up on stage, patiently waiting to receive their diplomas, when suddenly something very strange happens. Right around here, a young man can be seen standing with his graduation cap on before it suddenly gets pulled clean off his head, leaving everyone nearby looking completely confused. The movement of the cap is what really makes the moment stand out. It doesn't simply fall off naturally, but instead appears to get yanked away with surprising force. It's easy to see why some viewers connected the moment to something paranormal, especially since the cap doesn't appear to move in a way you'd normally expect from wind alone. There is also the chance that the whole thing could have been some kind of prank or staged moment, though from the footage alone, it's difficult to say for certain. So what do you think happened during this graduation ceremony? Was this just a strange coincidence, or did something unseen really pull the cap away? And that was 11 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.